Okay, this assignment on rotations. Rotations. The previous assignment, you were only doing 90 degree. A 90-degree rotation is like only 90 degrees. It's only like a quarter of a turn. So we had to go a quarter of a turn 90 degrees if it was clockwise. If it was clockwise, you know the way the clock runs, it was to the right like this. So you'd see that the blue would come here, the orange would come here. That was 90 degrees, right? It's only a quarter turn. It's one quadrant of a turn, right? Because each quadrant is 90 degrees. But then we also had for 90 degrees, that other assignment, you had a counterclockwise. So you had to also go consider rotating this way. And again, it's only a quarter of a turn, right? So if you see, 90 degrees is only a quarter of a turn. And you had a quarter of a turn clockwise, or you had a quarter of a turn or 90 degrees counterclockwise. Well, let me tell you why you don't have to worry about today. You don't have to worry about that counterclockwise or clockwise or whatever. Now, when you rotate 180 degrees, 180 degrees is half a turn, right? It's 290s. So the good thing about that is, let's say I have my calculator here. I hope you guys can see this. Actually, let me use something smaller like this. You see this? Now, if I have to rotate this, and let me put a grid here, 180 degrees, right? So kind of like this pointy end is this pointy end is kind of pointing to the top, right? But if you rotate 180 degrees, they don't have to tell you clockwise or counterclockwise. Why? Because if I rotate, remember 180 is a half a turn or 290s, 90 and 90. You see? It doesn't matter if I go clockwise, 90, 90 or 180. You see it's going to be pointing down. Or if you go counterclockwise, guess what? 90, 90, it'll be in the same place. So for 180 degrees, it's not going to matter. They're not going to have to tell you clockwise or counterclockwise. It's going to be in the same place, right? So 180 degrees is not just a quarter turn, it's a half a turn. So it doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or if I start here and I go counterclockwise. You see how it's still going to be in the same place? Okay, so they're not going to tell you counterclockwise or clockwise. 180 degrees, you can go this way or you can go this way, you'll be in the same place. Okay? Same thing with your calculator. If it's like this and you go 180 degrees and you go this way, well, then the screen's in the bottom, right? And if you go 180 degrees this way, well, the screen's in the bottom, right? Okay, so anyways, you don't have to worry about clockwise or counterclockwise or anything like that. Same thing here. Here's a 180 rotation clockwise. It'll be 1, 2. So notice the blue's over here now. Right, we started here. We went 180, that's 90 plus another 90. So the blue's over here. That was clockwise. Now what if I do, let me start that again. What if I rotate the other way? 1, 2. See, so it doesn't matter if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. It's 2 90-degree turns. Right? 90 plus 90 is 180. So that's the rotations we're going to do today. All right, so let's start. So hopefully you printed out this worksheet. Hopefully you were able to print this one out. If not, hopefully you have the graph paper and you can just plot this point. You can just plot this point. This point J is at, the coordinates for J is what? 1, 2, 3 on the X. 1, 2, 3 on the X and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Y. Okay. So here we go. We got this point J and we're going to rotate it, what? 180 degrees. So that's 3, 4. I mean, if you want to use these separate papers, you can do it. You can go 1, 2, 3, and 4 and put it there, right? And you can do what? What did I tell you to do? I told you to hold it and rotate it 180 degrees. That's 90. Ugh, that's 180. Okay, so now what are you going to pretend? We're going to pretend that now this is our regular x coordinate and our regular y coordinate, and we're going to see what what the coordinate is here. Right? This is 0, 0. This is positive numbers. This is negative numbers. -1, -2, -3. Oh, so now it's -3. We got to go 3 this way, but that's -3. So this would be -3 what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 this way, so that's down, so it's -3, -4. Right? So then we go back, it was right here, but remember when we rotate 180 degrees, we now assume this is our x and our y axis, and then you just find the coordinate. It's at -3, -4. -3, 1, 2, 3. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your image. Yeah? That's -3, -4. If you don't want to cut, these little papers out and you just want to do it here, you can simply do what? Well, I have another one. You can just hold it there with a pencil or your finger or something, and then go what? 180 degrees. And then again, you're still going to pretend like this is x, and this is y, and this would be what? 1, 2, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. You'll still get it. And see, this is the one that has the answer. See, it says the answer here. -3, -4, but it didn't plot it. You should be able to plot it. Okay, and what if we were to rotate the other way? You'll still get the same thing, right? If I went 180 when I went 90 and 90, and now is when you pretend this is x and this is y, and you still count 1, 2, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. You'll still get the same answer. So for 180 degrees rotations, it's not going to tell you clockwise or counterclockwise because it doesn't matter. You'll be in the same place. Okay, the next one. Another one very similar. Here's point A. You guys see it where it is? It's right here. Okay, and I don't really care what those coordinates are. I'm going to find where the image is if I rotate this 180 degrees. So I'm going to go what? 90 and another 90 to get 180. Right? So now you're going to pretend, again, right? Pretend now this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. And you're going to tell me, what would be the coordinates of this point now? Well, that would be on the x. This is positive, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Wouldn't that be 5? 5 and, and up what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer has to be where 5, 4 is. Right? So that's your answer. Maybe you should have wrote it somewhere else. 5, 4. Now we come back, we put our paper right back in the regular position. And now we go to 5, 4. I know here it's upside down, right? But this was the original point. So what was the answer? 5, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be where this point, if you rotate it 180 degrees, this is where it would be 5, 4. And I'm sure you guys can go 90 plus another 90, 180. You see it? It's there. Okay. That's easy for points. The last ones you're going to do, and I didn't put a lot, so this is pretty easy, is what about rotating a shape? What about if you have to rotate a shape? Well, we're doing the same thing, right? I'm going to, I have an extra one that I cut out, but I'm sure you can visualize this. We're going to have to hold it there and turn it 180 degrees. So that's 90, that's 180, right? So now you're going to pretend this is X and this is Y. And then what you're probably going to want or need to do is get the coordinates for these. So what's this coordinate? If this is X, this is positive 1, positive 2. This is X, negative 1, negative 2. So G, which is G prime, our new G prime is negative 2 and nothing up, nothing down. Negative 2 comma 0. What's our H prime? What's our new H prime? Well, it's also negative 2 and 1, 2, 3. It's negative 2, negative 3, right? Negative 2 this way and 1, 2, 3. That's negative 3, negative 2, negative 3. And now what's this coordinate for this other point here? What is it? I? That would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So I prime would be negative 5 and 1, 2, 3 and negative 3 also. So you just pretty much do a point at a time, and now we'll put it back to its original position, right? It was right there starting. Remember, rotated 180 degrees. I don't care if you go this way, that's 180, or I don't care if you go this way, 90 plus another 90. It'll still be there. The point is you got to imagine that once you rotate it, now you got to label this X and Y and then get the right coordinates. Then we put it back, we put it back to there, that's where it was. And now I see I have the coordinates. Where's G? Negative 2, 0. Where's H? Negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And I, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I prime. And there is a 180 rotation of this shape. Pretty easy, right, guys? And if you don't want to, well, again, you could see there it is. It's going to look just like that. You see where it is here? And then when I put it back, that's exactly how the red one looks. Okay, last one more time. Again, remember, 180 is not going to tell you clockwise or counterclockwise. It doesn't matter. You go 180 degree turn this way, or if you go 180 degree turn this way, it's gonna look the same. It's gonna be in the same place. Okay, the last one. Here we go. Again, I'm able to do this for you, and I made a cutout here exactly. I'm gonna put it over this, and I'm gonna rotate it 180 degrees. So that's 180 degrees. Okay, that's where it's gonna look. That's what the answer is gonna look like. Right now it was over here, remember that? It was like that, now it's gonna look like this. But I need to get these coordinates. That's where you gotta assume that this is now your X and this is now your Y. And now we gotta get these coordinates. Well, if this is the origin, this would be what? 1, negative 2. So what letter is that? It's W. W would be 1, negative 2. X, I'll go this one over here. I'll do this one, Y. Y is going to be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 on the X. And negative 1, negative 2. Oh, and negative 3 on the Y also. And lastly, this one is going to be X. Well, that's also negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. And negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. See, I have the coordinates of where this is supposed to be. So we put it back to 180. We go back to our original, that's the original given shape. But see, I was able to use this, rotate it, and Find the coordinates. Now I can just go over here and plot them, right? 1, negative, oh, 1 is this way. 1 positive, negative, 2 down, boom. Negative 3, negative 3, and negative 3, negative 5. That is what the shape is going to look when you rotate it 180 degrees. And this is W prime. This is X prime. And that's Y prime. The image, right? All right, 180, not too bad. All right, there you go.